Outspoken atheists like I am have probably heard something to the tune of the following comment many times before. It's ironic how many atheists claim that they don't believe in God, yet even the slightest mention of religion causes them to dang near scratch their eyes out. Dude, if you truly don't believe it, then just go your separate way. Atheists don't try to scratch their eyes out at other things they believe to be fables, so what's the big deal with getting riled up about religion? These pleas for outspoken atheists to just shut their mouths and move on with their lives come from those religious people who struggle with basic empathy. For starters, not all atheists are even open about their disbelief, mostly for fear of becoming an outcast at work, in the general social culture, or even their own families. There are many atheists on the planet who don't dare to express it. Some even participate in local religious customs to hide it, including those who are even ministers bound by their livelihood to keep their disbelief under wraps. Among those who are open about their lack of faith, a lower number actually bother to complain openly about religion. Many of those who accept the atheist label are happy to ignore the theology of the rest of society. They may not be particularly politically active or aren't in a location where religion is emphasized to an extreme, so they can tolerate it quietly. An even smaller subgroup of this minority fits the category of activists, who go out of their way to express their disbeliefs and suggest that the rest of society just might be better off if it got over this whole modern mythology worship thing. So anyone who starts by saying that all of us, or that atheists in general, ironically express dissension on the topic of God that we don't believe in, is wrong from the start. However, those of us who are outspoken about our disbelief and our problems with religion have plenty of reason to be, and there's nothing ironic about that. Some believers have even suggested that outspoken or activist atheists may be lying about their disbelief because the fact that they discuss religious issues must mean that they believe in God. This is the most obnoxious angle that you can take on the argument because it suggests that any time someone makes a claim that you disbelieve, the mere nature of you rebutting that claim must mean that you believe it yourself. By that logic, if I was to make a video explaining why people who believe in chemtrails, reptilian politicians, and the necessity for tinfoil hats and so forth are irrational and should reconsider their positions because of the lack of evidence for their absurd stances, then I would actually be in agreement with them because of it. It's entirely acceptable to debunk something that you don't believe in and to be passionate about doing it if a lot of people needlessly and wastefully do. Furthermore, merely discussing a fictional character doesn't mean that you believe that character actually exists. It's ridiculous that I have to explain this. Now, when justifying my open opposition to religion, I must mention that beliefs inform and enforce people's actions. There's nothing wrong with wanting the society around you to have rational, evidentiary beliefs informing and enforcing the actions they take around you. I could go on and on about how modern religion harms local and global society more than it helps, and how irrational the belief in God is, but the point of this video isn't to deconvert believers. So let's bring it back to empathy. If you really believe it's ironic or unacceptable for atheists to discuss and debunk a God they don't believe in, and people like me should just shut up and leave religion alone, consider the following scenario. You don't believe in leprechauns, but the overwhelming majority of people in your country do. The concentration of leprechaun believers is especially high in your region of the country, and their belief is especially fervent. Often, 2 to 3 times per week, they will chase rainbows, hoping to find pots of gold, and they wish to have the existence of those mythological Irish dwarves taught as fact in public schools. They only believe in voting for politicians who take strict advice from personal and visible leprechauns, and if a politician publicly shares your disbelief in them, he or she doesn't stand a chance at the polls, regardless of political skill set or platform quality. Every city has enough hardcore believers in leprechauns to build not only one, but several buildings where people gather regularly to give donations so they can hear other people give them tips about understanding the tiny men in green. Of course, these buildings and funds that could have been used to feed, shelter, and educate the needy instead receive massive tax breaks and preach myths. Your family has disowned you for your leprechaun disbelief, and they're brought to tears for believing that you've rendered yourself incapable of ever finding a pot of gold. Do you still feel that under these circumstances it would be ironic or inappropriate for you to open your mouth and express your disapproval of any of this lunacy? I don't.